So CLMN Grand Final, Minneapolis Magic Hibbing Outlaws. Also up for play here is if the Outlaws do win, that means we will have a repeat, or like a franchise win, 2 matches or 2 trophies in the same time for once. As Papa goes for an early shot, we will see the Minneapolis Magic of Grape, Dicey, and Bomber in blue. Then the Hibbing Outlaws as the visitors. Slip, Prussia, and Papo there. Okay. As Prussia takes a shot there from the side, Dicey's going to take this one out and away. Dicey's going to flip this one towards net, trying to go for the double touch there, stopped away by Slip. Now Grape goes up for this one, can't quite connect. Bomber pulls away from it as well, dodging that from Slip. Papo, good attempt there, but that's off the side while Bomber drops it down. Might go for the double touch, a little bit too high, followed up there. That one's too high as well. Grape comes flying in, but nobody from Minneapolis can make that one happen.
Minneapolis getting so close. Good back pass there. Great bomb with it now. Tries to go low, but Prussia was ready for it. And now the Outlaws looking to clear, get some offense going. Prussia goes high off the ceiling. Papo misread it. Centering attempt by Prussia. Papo a little slower to it, trying to slow the pace down. Shot on just wide. No shooter. And the clear back down into the orange hat. Grape almost gets it through to the near post, but Prussia is there for the stop once more. Both teams going back and forth. Papo pops over one. Grape shuts it down. Grape 1v1 with Prussia. He gets eliminated, and we're still knotted at 0.
Yeah, and it's been a lot of back and forth. Actually, the offense favors the Outlaws, which is surprising considering it felt like the Magic had so many opportunities there, but just could not find the back of the net. As we'll see the Outlaws try to transition again, but Grape will boom this to the corner. Slip, going to pull away from that one. Grape with a chance, but great save there by Prussia. Now Bomber, he's going to put this one off the backboard. Slips in an awkward spot. Dicey drops that down back post. Papo in the perfect spot. Dicey back towards mid again. They're trying to keep this offense just pouring on there, trying to find a way to crack this Outlaw defense as that one's cleared away there by Papo. Bomber ships that one forward, looking for an option, bumps one, but Prussia there with the clear. Downfield looking for Papo.
Papo ran out of boost. That would have been a good shooting opportunity. Slip doesn't have the funds to get up high enough. Grape in the corner, chips it out for Dicey, but he can't get there in time. Outlaws beginning to ramp up. They were very hesitant at the start of the match, but they're starting to get their footing, but they just cannot get solid control yet. Yeah,
and this is a lineup that has not played each other a ton, but Grape gets the save there. Papo might have a chance. Bomber should have that easily. He does. Sends that one forward as a couple players dive in on that one. A double commit there from Minneapolis, but Grape able to get that clear. 2 minutes remaining in this one. It's a tight game so far here. Both these teams usually score a little bit more than they play the defense. 3rd and 6th on defense, and then on offense, though, 1st and 3rd. So, you know, it's a higher offense, but so far here, both teams, nobody really wants to be the one to give up that first goal.
First goal, oh so key. Demo attempt in front isn't going to connect as the clear going to negate the offense. Slip tries to wrap this around. Papo centers. There's Prussia. That gets stopped by 2 Magic players. As the Magic are just playing shutdown offense right now, just trying to maintain the Outlaws at that midfield.
Yeah, and that's always the thing that happens with these strongly rated teams. They'll have a little bit of a battle in the midfield. That's why you might see fewer shots. That's part of the reason for the Magic's lack of shots. Of course, they did just miss a few there, so that doesn't help. But, yeah, like you said, a nice pinch downfield. Slip tries to chase that. Bomber's there. And send this one forward, looking for a teammate, but Papo steals that one away towards the backboard. Both teams playing very good defense with that backboard there. That goes high off the backboard once again. Bomber clearing that away, and 1 minute remaining now in game number 1.
Both teams have played a near perfect game. Slip gets called off. Papo's not going to get there now. Prussia forced to take over. He can't win his challenge. Slip upfield. Prussia decides to back off. Oh, there's 2 whips in front, but Slip isn't ready. And the Magic are going to miraculously get away with one.
Yeah, that was almost an own goal of epic proportions. There was like 3 wrong touches there for the Minneapolis side, but they're able to survive. Now Slip gets the reset off the crossbar, and Slip,
my word. Like a grease pig, he slides through the defense, gets the double tap to boot. And what a statement to open the series.
Yeah, great shot there by Slip to get that opening goal there, and that's with 30 seconds left, so this should theoretically be a game number 1 as we hear the Outlaws fans just go crazy here at Game Center. It's hard to hear with now Prussia going for a shot there. Bomber sends this one downfield. Minneapolis isn't done yet, but they've only got 15 seconds to work with. As Papo sends that low. Dicey wins that 50. That's going to go up towards mid. Grape is up. He's the only one up for some reason. That's going to be missed. Where's the Outlaw defense?
Off the vine. Grape from up top playing some drop shot. Ties it up.
And there was plenty of boost in net as well. You know, sometimes you see players with 0 boost, but it was, I think, 20 was the minimum for those 2 players in net. They just miscommunication or something. A Slip might get a kickoff goal here. That one's going to take an awkward bounce out towards mid. Prussia's going to have a chance here. Grape trying to kick that one away. 0 seconds. They're keeping it up. Slip out towards mid. Papa with a chance towards the front post. Drop down there. And overtime, game number 1.
Grape so clutch to tie this one up. But I'm not sure if he can match the energy that Slip put on with that amazing goal. Both teams just looking, again, to get control of this series by taking game 1.
Prussia passing out mid, looking for Papo. That one's shanked wide. As early offense here does favor the Outlaws. They put another shot there, but that one's well wide of net again. Boost steal there, so Bomber's going to be low on it. Tries to go for the ground pinch, does end up winning that 50. Wins a second one as well. Can't get the full boost, so he's going to be low and slow on the rotation. But Grape with a shot from the corner. That one's off the post. No one there for the Outlaws. As Dicey with a midfield block.
Oh, this bounce could be on Prussia. He gets bumped. It's still wide in the crease. And Dicey finishes it off. The Season 3 champ looking to become the second 2-timer in history.
Yeah, that was a great bump there. That takes the first player out. Slip just can't handle that bounce. Dicey comes in, mops it up. Janitor closes the door, calls it a day, and Magic 2-1, game number 1.
Magic, they take game 1. I don't even want to say convincingly. It was just oh so close. It went into overtime. Both teams had solid chances.
And if you look at the stats on that one, 10 saves on the side of the Magic, so that was absolutely incredible there. Had to play some great defense to make that one happen, but that is how those games happen sometimes, and you're able to make it work. Now the thing is will game 2 be a departure from those low back and forth scoring affairs, or will it go back to being kind of what we expect from these 2 teams? As now we await the restart of this one. Apologies on that one. Just having a small issue on the back end here. Of course, Rocket League likes to be an issue, but reminder as well, we are only in game 1 of this one. Best of 7 here. There is no, no best of 3, best of 7, anything. Just a straight best of 3 to see who ends up being our champion, and then stick around after because we will have the MNCS Championship. That will be the Hibbing Rangers versus the Bemidji Lumberjacks. That's a huge matchup. Top 2 teams in that league. Fantastic play throughout the season just to see who can be the champion there.
And you wouldn't want it any other way. The top 2 teams deserve to be in the grand finals. So now, as that series approaches, it's going to be tooth and nail. Those teams do not want to give this one up. Bemidji, they've already won a championship this afternoon. They could be looking to get 2 and potentially become franchise of the year, if not already. But for the Hibbing Outlaws, if they win this one tonight, it'll be 2 franchises with a champion to their name already. And really to be who's kind of like the best franchise.
Yeah, that's that's something where you are fighting for your own team, but there definitely is the element of fighting for your franchise on top of it. As we should have everyone back in, everyone's ready to go. We're ready to go. Game number 2 now. Minneapolis Magic take that one in overtime, 2-1. A great game there, and now time to see if the Outlaws have a response or not.
As game 2 gets the green light. Grape looking to do it himself. Prussia dangerously brings it into his own box, and Bomb almost makes him almost punishes him for it. Papo soft touch, that's an own goal. Grape brings out the dominance, forces the own goal.
83 miles an hour on that one. That was a pinch that just boomed inside that front post there.
The defense by the Outlaws just in shambles to start game 2.
Yeah, and that was the same thing in the one prior. It just was kind of some awkward rotations near the end that cost them that game, and it was just another weird commitment in net as well. As Dicey tries to go for that one, Bomber's there. He'll send this one off the corner. Going to try to follow it up, but Papo should have an easy clear. A demo there by Dicey. They're trying to put some physical play in here. Papo steals the full boost at mid. Dicey charging on this one. Good clear there to get that around 2. Prussia has to come in from the back post there. As now Grape on the sidewall. 40 seconds into this one, the Outlaws, they're finally getting their footing a little bit, but, Minneapolis Magic's starting to kind of feel it, and they're starting to believe there.
And sometimes self-confidence is the best kind of boost you can have, is when you believe in yourself and your teammates. Anything is truly possible. Your potential is untapped and unlimited. Right now for the Outlaws, they struggle to start games and bring them back.
Yeah, that was a good opportunity there, but a couple players overrun it. Papo with a double commit there, slips on the back post, but I don't think he wants to go for that, just in case Prussia's not quite ready for that one, but is ready for this one. He slips up for this one, trying to get a double touch towards the backboard, runs out of boost though. Grape actually misses that one there. Bomber, an awkward touch. Some weird defense here once again as Prussia's going to cross that one. Dicey trying to chase it down. Prussia low on boost, so he'll kick that one out towards mid, looking for somebody. Papo drops that down. That's towards the sidewall. Grape will clear it out and away. 90 seconds gone here. Game number 2. 1-0 lead in the game and the series for the Magic.
Prussia misread in the corner. Bomb almost gets it past to Dicey. He waits for the shot. He gets demoed off the pitch. Slip. Taking his time. Flip. Reset. But Bomb rips it away from him. Bomb with it now. Pass to no one. Shot out. Prussia doesn't have a lot on it. And Grape will send that one away calmly.
And we talk about that too, where sometimes we saw that earlier on today with some really slow shots. That's one's going towards the center of the net. Grape with another save there. The captain of this CLMN team coming up huge here. We saw that series prior as well, where Terra was that was actually the semifinal, but we've seen the captains play big for their teams and for their franchises. As now Prussia, he'll try to carry this one forward. Prussia jukes one, trying to go for the shot there. Dicey with the save, just barely able to get a piece of that one. As now that's a 50 there by Papo out towards mid. Bomber sends Papo flying, but loses the fight.
Grape working it around Papo off the backward. That's a tough read for Slip. Bomb clears it downfield. Prussia up to Papo. He's got a little bit of space. What a dunk, that's centered. Prussia shot on post and out. And Dicey just has to scramble to get that one away. Again, the Outlaws, they can get the ball in the crease. They can get some good opportunities, but they can just not finish them.
Well, and that one was really given away there by Bomber. He spawned and just kind of panicked and touched it towards mid. Really should have just settled down, played it slow, and that's the thing that he always talks about, and Grape talks about too, so probably not too happy about that touch, but they survive for now with Prussia's shot going off the post. Another pinch 50 there as Prussia might go for the player in net. Papa's driving in, but Bomber gets the clear. 2 players back in net. Dicey going for this one as well. Now Slip, he's trying to fight on that one, but Bomber wins it. Prussia out towards mid. Dicey trying to fight for this one. That could have been awkward, but Grape thankfully is there, and that one's away from net anyway. Bomber touches that one forward. Papo flying back for it. Another hard-fought game here, tight. More offense is expected, or more goals at least, but both teams playing some tough defense here.
And I think what it comes to is both teams realize that defense is going to be what wins them this series. So they've kind of taken their focus off their strong offense attack because they know it's there. They know they can use it, but their defense is both teams' kind of weak points, and they're trying to focus on that first.
Yeah. As now under a minute left to go. That'll be cleared down there by Bomber. Papo's back behind that one. He'll send it forward, looking for the edge of Slip. He's going to get that out towards mid. Is anyone there? There is a attacker, but Papo sends that high and wide. As now Bomber actually might have a breakaway here. Prussia went forward on that. That was the third man. That's a demo there. Another demo. A pair of demos on the defensive rotations, and Dicey's the last one alive. Able to stall long enough to get his players back alive and in position. As now Bomber drops down, can't get the 50. Slip going to go out towards mid. Another touch there. Dicey with the save on Papo there. Great touch to keep that one out of the back of the net.
Prussia, he's got resources. Tries to go for the fake, but it was too telegraphed, and Bomber read that one cleanly. Final seconds. One final rush. Good save by Bob. Papo pops it up. Dicey, can I get a touch? He does. And Grape shuts it down. The Magic take game 2 and go up 2-0 in the series. And the Outlaws, who have been so prolific on offense all season long, have not been able to show up.
Yeah, but you see the numbers in this one. The Magic tally 2 shots all game. One of them goes in, 50% shooting. Other side, the Outlaws.
Well, and the one goal was, I believe that was the pinch own goal.
It was, yeah, actually. So it was kind of an awkward one there. But 10 shots for the Outlaws. You got to find a way to convert those. 8 saves by the Magic. Great defense on their end. That gets them the win in game 2.
I think that the Outlaws are being a little too fancy with their offense. They're trying to go for their passes. They're too spread out. You got to tighten it up just a little bit. Get those players closer. Get those quick 1-2 pass to shots. Because right now the Magic are intercepting everything.
Yeah, and that's some great defense and some great play as a team. It was kind of interesting too because there was a little bit of kind of some frantic defense in there at moments, and Bomber kind of almost threw it away there at one. But also funny, the goal did not go to the player with the shot.
Yes.
It ended up being Grape with the goal, but Bomber had both the shots. So Grape with an infinite shooting percentage. Love to see that one there, but you know, 2-0 here for the Magic. They are in a great spot. They're going to try to continue this momentum, find that opening where the Outlaws give them a little bit too much space, give them a chance for a solo play or a passing play. And, you know, I think this one, we always talk about like the middle of series, but this one, first goal is going to be absolutely massive as Grape puts that one towards the post. Papo coming out there.
Still in the defensive third for the Outlaws. Papo finally gets a big clear, but guess who? It's Grape to hold that midfield line. Papo can't get a touch. Slip trying to slow it down, not slow enough. 4 players in the corner. Prussia trying to win a 50. Prussia, you can't do that, my guy.
That's a great dunk there by Prussia. Definitely looked like he had nowhere to go. All 3 defenders in front of him, but Bomber just doesn't get in front of that. Gets beneath it, was going to try to chip it over the net. Prussia just slams it home.
Normally that's a safe place to be, beneath the ball. But Prussia flying high.
Yeah, so a great opening here for the Outlaws. They just have to make sure to hold on to this lead as Dicey will start the offensive attacks for Minneapolis. Grape with a demo there onto Prussia. Bomber high towards the ceiling. We'll try to get a second touch, a third one out towards mid, but Papo's intercepting that one. A little bit errant there and a little overly aggressive. Is now Dicey off the sidewall as well. Prussia's going to put this towards the backboard. He can't find a second touch. Slip with a shot there, saved by Grape.
So trying to settle this one down off the ceiling, will be well wide. 2 Outlaw players in the corner. Prussia trying to drop that one down. He cannot. And Grape with a phenomenal read to pinch that one down the field. Both teams continuing this back and forth. The Magic don't seem phased. Oh, Bomber just couldn't get there in time to flex in off him. And I was speaking about team plays. We got to get the Outlaws closer together, and Slip, he follows that one to just kind of hand it off.
Well, and it's weird too because the Outlaws are a team we think about being about the passing, but they have the worst assist percentage in the league at 67.3%. I think it's maybe just due to the fact they score so much, so sometimes they just get those solo goals. And Slip goes for another one here, but the Magic, they're definitely accustomed to those passing plays as well. So watch out for that in the tail end as Bomb tries to put that one low. That goes past him. Now Dicey, he's low on this one. Chips it out towards mid. Went for a second touch there. I don't know why. Grape hit a shot.
A team pinch there.
Oh.
I know it's the grand finals, boys, but I know how much you want to clip in front of the crowd, but you got to put the ball in the back of that here. Keep it simple.
This is a chance here now for Grape on offense.
Clear will go the Hibbing favorite. Dicey can't get a second touch. Papo chasing this one down. Bomb, not the strongest touch, but he will get the flick to follow. Both teams just kind of working back and forth. That's dangerous. Double commit in front, but Slip will bail his team out. Prussia had a shot for an open net, decides to put it off to the side. I think right now Hibbing, they're satisfied with the 2-0 lead, but I'd like to see them go for more.
Yeah, and it's weird to see Minneapolis. They're playing so far back in the midfield. We really don't see them challenging at all because it keeps on being the Outlaws of the first one there. We saw Prussia with that shot. Is now Dicey. He flares one in from downtown, but again, nothing there. As that's going to be a shot from a tight angle, but again, those shots, those aren't usually going to go in. As Slip's going to have a chance at this one off the post. There's a chance for Papo as well. Knockdown. Slip's going to keep the pressure up. Prussia now thinking about driving in on this one.
Papo goes for a bump and open net. What a stop by Bomb. As the Outlaws had everything going their way. Grape double tap attempt. It's just wide.
Good opportunity there, but unfortunately for Grape, just a little bit too far to the outside to be able to put that one away. Prussia tries to redirect now. 2 minutes remaining. Magic need to find a goal a minute here to tie this one up.
Dicey centers this one. Pass to Grape will be intercepted. Prussia chased off. Delayed touch. Now Bob tries to slow it down, keep it low. But the Outlaws just throw bodies at the ball and it works out.
Yeah, it's working out for them right now, but that's dangerous there because you see Bomb got away with getting past 2 there, so that's always a spot that he might be able to find an opening, maybe dribble as Papo's up high for this one, drops it towards the back post. Bomber with the save there, and just Minneapolis cannot seem to find some offense here. This is what we're expecting these two teams to, a hard-fought battle here as Papo puts that one mid, a demo by Slip as well. Prussia gets a demo on the way out. Outlaws just forcing Minneapolis back into their zone and giving them no space to work with as Bomber again goes for an air dribble, but that one just basically goes nowhere. Slip goes for the clip there, but Dicey will get the clear back into the Outlaw zone.
Papo gonna rise this one. Bomber sends it right back, bar down, and Slip sends it to safety. And now Prussia just looking to clear, get some breathing room. A minute to go. Papo around the corner, down, can't get a second touch. Dicey upfield, he has Grape to support. A pull shot, Dicey, not a lot of boost, gets it over, but Papo in the end saves it away.
And a double commit there in the corner after that one. It was just so unfortunate because he gets it past 2, but just that last defender is able to read that play as Papo puts that one in from range. Dicey, good save. Bomber will boom this one downfield. They're going to try to chase it out and away. Prussia in the corner is going to win that 50, just trying to stall time. Dicey gets a demo in net, so Bomber, if he wins this 50, which he does, he has a chance, and there it is. The demo and the pass.
The pass was a little late behind the demo, but the defense couldn't get back in time. Slip just spawned. Got the RNG on the wrong side. And cuts the deficit to 1 with 23 seconds left. It's doable. But the Magic are gonna need some magic, we'll say, to tie this one up.
Opportunity here by Dicey in the corner. There's Papo out at mid. He'll try to carry this one out and away. Bomber's there off the side. Well, good clear there by Prussia. Might be one last opportunity as Dicey sends this one downfield, intercepted by Slip. Grape keeps it up just barely, but it falls before it can roll up the wall.
Falls before it hits the ramp, and the Outlaws take game 3. And a game I'd say they controlled from the start.
Yeah.
And they didn't score right away. But they controlled the pace of play. They were able to play their play style. They didn't have to chase the Magic around trying to play the Magic's play style.
Yeah, and this one actually the Magic got a lot more shots. You see him put up 11 shots to the Outlaws 8, so it was actually in favor of the Magic, but it was just none of them were as quality as the game prior, and there wasn't really any passes there.
And as much as I like to say just put as many balls as you can on net, just pepper it, you got to start taking quality shots.
Yeah. Because
those are the ones that go in.
And those shot numbers, it also translates into the saves. We see both teams post 6 saves on this one. So, it's a back and forth game, and Outlaws able to find 2. Magic got a late one with a play, but unable to convert from there, and it's a 2-1 series now. Pivotal game number 4. Magic got to start out on the right foot here. If they fall behind early, it's going to be a tough road back with how good the Outlaws have looked.
And the Outlaws, they looked a lot better here in game 3 compared to 1 and 2. Hopefully they can carry this momentum throughout the rest of the series. Game 4 underway of the Challenger League Grand Finals. Dicey worked this one up forward. Prussia's clip's gonna go off the ceiling. Slip back to Prussia. Decides not to shoot it to get another pop. As the Outlaws really seem to be a team-focused gameplay right now.
As
Looking
Dicey
for the
goes,
teammates for anything, and Slip getting this one to go through.
Dicey went for a demo here. He's on the wrong side of the field and demos Papo, but...
And just an ill-timed demo. Grape expecting Dicey to be back, I guess. And again, the Outlaws score early.
It's just a careless mistake there. You cannot let that happen. You got to go back for defense there. You got to play safe. I understand the demo might help us. Prussia has a chance, but Bomber makes up for that one. Great save there on a dangerous shot from Prussia. You got to play as a team. You got to rotate back, help out your teammates on defense. Otherwise, you see what happens here. You fall behind early.
Slip, soft shot. Bomb will send this one. to the side, gets a second touch. But Prussia decides to send this one back up the gut of the midfield. Slip's challenge is going to get crossed back over Bob. He can't get a touch. Team bump as the Magic getting a little bit scrambled here. That 2-0 series lead has been slipping away from them.
Yeah, as now we'll see them try to get some offense going here, but Prussia with a big clear there. I think if they just start to go back to those team plays we saw them use in games, I guess it was more so game 1, but we saw them with some great opportunities there. They just got to work as a unit, try to, put those passes, put those clears into spots that are useful. Right there, Bomber puts it crossfield. No one's there. It's just giving possession back to the Outlaws. Yes.
There's no need to boom it downfield when you have all the space in the world to work with in front of you. They're all great players. You got to be able to use your mechanics when you need them in those 1v1 scenarios.
Yeah, it's Grape tries to take possession of this one into the offensive zone. Slip stops him in the corner there. Bomber drives that one in from the side. Prussia in for the save, a double commit there. A bump as well. That's going to go out towards mid. Slip comes in for the clear. Well done by him to be a little bit too far forward, actually, almost as he puts the shot on net towards the back post. Coast to coast for Slip, and it's 2-0 again.
Slip doing his best and just gets a feathery light touch over the defense to make it 2-0. And Slip, I was talking to him yesterday. To me, he seems like a little bit of a quieter player, doesn't show a lot of emotion on stage. But he is really putting in the work for this Outlaw squad.
Yeah, he puts another bump on there. Prussia's shot goes a little too high, but Papo should be able to finish.
Oh my
Great
word.
save by Grape. Captain of the Magic keeping him in it. As now we'll see Magic once again try to transition to offense. Papo, that's a great 50. Back the other direction. They seem stuck in their own zone, and I don't know the way for them to get out of this. They just got to basically repeat what you did in game 1 and 2. It was a much more even game where you weren't so frantic the entire time.
I think the big thing for the Magic is they're trying to get these one-person clears up the field, and it's just kind of one motion up the field. It's very telegraphed. Where what they need to start doing is they got to get person A to person B and then up the field. Get a little bit of misdirection, move the defense from the Outlaws from being able to hold the line.
And a team bump there, but Slip still comes out with it.
Still gets freed off the ceiling.
And that's just it. The Outlaws, everything's falling their way right now. They have a team bump in mid, which should have opened something up for the Magic. But like I said, of course, right there, Slip just chips it right up to the back wall, almost gets a chance on net there. As Papo takes that for a low 50, Grape up towards the backboard. Slip is there as well, drops that one low. Grape will send that one sky high, trying to get a second touch as well, sends it low, but Prussia read that one well with a teammate in front of him.
Papo with it now, midfield, Scott Space tries to cut it back, but Grape shuts it down. Slip deep. The bomb will pick it up. He just has to keep it low. But Papo is just going to take the challenge face to face. And I think for the Outlaws, they're just trying to play tight. Dicey almost gets it past last man back.
Almost an own goal there as well. There was a great opportunity, but just could not find the back of the net once again. And it's just, we need something more from the Magic. They had an opportunity there, but it was just a hair too far out of reach for them. As now 1 minute remaining, they need 2 goals. They got one in that last minute last time, but it was, again, it kind of came off of a little bit of a misplay by the Outlaws and then demo there. They need something more consistent. They need something kind of that could build some confidence here, get some momentum back heading into game number 5.
Well, as this series stands, if you score 2 goals, you will win the game. So for the Outlaws, they're looking all right by that standard. Dicey carried it over one, Grape into the corner. You would have liked that one to be more in between the hash marks. But again, for the Magic, I think they just got to get a little more creative here with what they're trying to do with their play style.
Yeah, that's a low touch there by Grape, trying to cause some confusion, a bump out of a player in net, but Prussia carrying that one forward. Now Bomber and Papo both there. That's chipped over top of Bomber. Papo sends that one side. Grape needs to score now, otherwise we are too late in this one. 2-0 here. It looks like that one's going to go away, and it will be the Outlaws to take back-to-back 2-0 games. 10 minutes of shutout on against the Magic here. They played some great defense.
And that's a great point. The Magic have not scored in 10 minutes, back-to-back shutouts. And 20 minutes ago, we were thinking the Magic, they were looking phenomenal. And then for the Outlaws, they changed something I don't see head coach Terror up there behind them, but they changed something and it has worked. And now for the Magic, they have to change something. It's all about questions and answers here. You have to be able to adapt. And for the Magic, I think they've been trying to play that one play style against the adjusted Outlaws, and it's been completely countered.
Yeah. Well, and it actually would have been funny if we saw Taro on stage, because we have Stero on the other side here, so a little Stero versus Taro action. But as you said, Outlaws, they're doing well right now. They're cruising. Magic need to find an answer. They put up 4 saves in this one, a miraculous one you see behind, or we see behind our screen there from Grape. But at some point, it doesn't matter. You can get all the saves you want. If you still drop the game, if you still can't find that offense, it doesn't matter. They had a couple opportunities, 4 total shots, but none of them that dangerous. None of them that really had us convinced they were going to score, and they find themselves down, or not down, excuse me, back-to-back games lost, but still 2-2 in the series, so we've got 3 games to decide this, and the Outlaws are looking good. Magic would love to turn it around.
And it's really kind of been who scores first. So here in game number 5, it will be whoever wins this goes on series and championship point, as 2 players whipped up front. Grape can't get a strong flank because he's bullied by Prussia. Dicey trying to get it around Slip. Bomb gets the demo on the Prussia, but Slip, no boost, loses the handle on it. Papo carries it over, and Bomb back into the corner. And
you mentioned if you score first, you're likely to win. If you score at all, you're likely to win, because we've had 3 shutouts. So the only team to score in games 2 through 4 has been the winner. Game number 1, it was actually the Outlaws to score first at back-to-back for the Magic, but you find a goal here, there's a good chance you win this one with Outlaws.
He decides to back up, shot on, and I was gonna say save, but Slip just puts that extra oomph into his shots, and it just breaks through the defense every single time. They always get a piece of it, but it's never enough.
Yeah, unfortunate there. Definitely a chance for Grape on that one, but just a little bit too low. That one gets sent into the crossbar, back of the net. Nothing he can do to stop it. As there's another demo there. The Outlaws just forcing Minneapolis into their own zone. They got to find a way to break out, put some pressure back on the Outlaws. If they get 1 goal here, it'll make the Outlaws have to think a little bit more about their defense. But right now, there's not a lot of offense coming out of the Magic, so the Outlaws have free range in the Minneapolis half.
And the Outlaws, I think they've really settled in, take the reins of this series, take control, play the game, and the Magic, they have struggled immensely and just trying to figure out what can break this offensive assault.
As Slip will send this one up towards the backboard, looking for the follow-up himself, but Grape will send that one away. A clear that goes a bit far. It's saved by Papo. Now Bomber versus Slip, a little bit of a race here on the far side. Slip wins that one, dunks it out towards mid. Grape puts it back towards the sidewall. Grape and Prussia both there. Grape wins the 50, so he's getting possession out of their zone, but then it's left from there. Slip tries to go for the reset. Gets that one low, but cannot get that one on frame. Grape ends up getting dunked on that one, so Dicey has to clear. And we need to see some offensive pressure and some, continual possession out of the Minneapolis Magic.
Grape tries to button hook in the corner. Is met by a couple of Outlaw players. Bomb is a stretch for that save. We're approaching halftime here in game number 5, and the Magic have still been shut out.
Yeah, and now it's actually going on 12.5 minutes. It's 2.5 games at this point. That one's going to go out towards mid. Is there a chance? But no, the only player there is Dicey, and he's going for a demo just because he was, I think, kind of low on boost, so he couldn't really have the confidence to go for that aerial. But demos aren't going to help you if no one's putting it on net either. That's the thing too, is those demo plays are useful because then that allows you to have your open shooter just take an easy shot, take a free one, or your self plays. Now Papo's going to have a chance here. Goes with a double touch.
Papo showing he's the boss. This is his field. And just a great read. You can see him chase that with the boost. He knows what he's doing. And again, another clip-worthy goal by the Outlaws is just setting them apart from the Magic.
Yeah, and not only is that the scoring drop, but that is 6 unanswered goals now. The last 2 games, both 2-0 victories. This one, 2-0 with 2 minutes remaining. The Magic need to find some sort of momentum. I think they could still win this in 7, but it really requires them to actually get some offense going. If they just sit back here and play that panicky, just booming clear defense, it's not going to work, and the Outlaws are just going to feast on those counterattacks and feast on the area you're giving them. As Bomber, he'll take this one out of his own zone, but again, it's sent downfield into a not great spot out towards mid. That's not a great touch there, so Dicey will get the 50. Grape has a chance. Prussia gets the save on that one. So unfortunate for the Magic. They had the opportunity, but just it ends up so close yet so far away. Prussia just kind of flails in front of it and able to sky it into the crossbar and out. As now Slip will take a shot from midfield up towards the ceiling. Bomber is there, but gets beaten by Prussia. And the Outlaws 2v1 the other way. They are unstoppable at this juncture.
The Outlaws are able to put goals on. They're able to put a few goals on, and then they're able to, I don't want to say play lockdown defense, but they're able to just putting the ball in the open space and just plain keep away. Because they haven't had to play a whole lot of defense.
Well, honestly, they're not even really playing that much defense. It's literally just they're able to play offense, but they can just whip it wherever they want, and the opponent half steal some boost, make Minneapolis have to react to that, and then Minneapolis hasn't really been countering. As I say that, Grape gets a chance at mid. Dicey was there for the shot, but stopped by Papo. When they need to play that little bit of defense they have been forced to play, they are ready. As Slip pops that one towards mid once again. Dicey drops that back. Bomber sends it far side, looking for Grape. That's a little bit of a team passing play. Brush up for this one. He should drop it down. Dicey knew where he was going with it, but gets demoed by Papo on the rotation. Bomber out towards mid. Slip and Papo both up. Boomed away there by Papo. Now Grape going to pass this one out towards mid. Bomber was waiting for boost on the far side, just sitting there doing nothing, and that is not what you need in this situation. Everyone needs to be charging that net.
And at the end of game number 5, a Slip gets another one. 15 minutes. The Magic have been shut out.
Yeah.
And they are running out of, I hate to make the pun, but they're running out of Magic. They're running out of time. The hourglass is near empty.
If you take a look at it as well, you include that game number 2. Actually, it has been 20 minutes where they have scored 1 goal, and the Outlaws in that span have scored now 7. So that is, you're never going to win games like that. And another great game out of the Outlaws. Captain actually sitting at the bottom for this one, but we see Papo and Slip have absolutely fantastic games, and you can see how much the Outlaws are forcing Minneapolis to stay in their zone. 13 shots for the Outlaws, 2 for the Magic, and it's suffocating offense. And once you have that lead, you can just keep peppering the net, and you're making Minneapolis make saves. You're making them use boost. You're making them tired and worn out, and just time off the clock.
It's the 3rd game in a row where you haven't scored. Mentally, where are you at? How down are you? It's such a tough place to be, especially in the last series of the season, the grand finals. You've worked so hard to get here, and you keep falling short. Yeah,
and it's just, honestly, I think the Magic might, in this game, they might just want to throw the playbook out the window. Just try something. If it is whatever crazy strat you can think of, go full monkey mode, go full charge mode, go for constant demos. Just try something early on here, especially if it goes poorly. I think they need to change it up. It's clearly not working. Find something to make this happen. But game number 6, Outlaws 3 in a row, 7-0 goals. And
they are 15 to essentially, you could say, reverse sweep.
Yeah, -1, of course, but
3 straight after dropping games 1 and 2. The Magic need 1 to stay alive. Slipped, going for a cheeky redirect coming out of the net.
And the nice thing here for the Magic is the fact if they do win this game, they'll have the momentum, and it's only 1 more game to take this series. It can be so demoralizing to fall behind 3-1, because then you need 1 game just to get a step further. You need to win 3 in a row. They only need 2 in a row. They did it to start off the series, so if they could just kind of bookend the series with a pair of victories, they can make it happen. But
I think the big thing is for them, they need to focus on the game at hand. They can't focus on oh gosh, we have to win 2 games. Focus on this one. Take it 1 touch at a time. Do the small things right. Good things will come their way.
That's a pretty unfortunate touch. Dicey will send that to the far side. Papo there. He's going to win it around Bomber. Touches like that, too, where it's just these 50s. That one as well, where Papo's just winning everything.
Is a double wide.
As that one actually almost goes in. Slip gets a block on that one. The Outlaws are just getting beautiful plays here on the offensive zone, and a solid defense to back it up once again.
Outlaws closing in. on a near-perfect season. There's a demo attempt in front. Outlaws just pouring the shots on the defense by the Magic is just pinned. It's been a siege. That's a team up 1v1. Papo plays it high, but Dicey will get the clear.
Now Slip's going to let that one float there. Bomber's going to take this one downfield. Prussia leaving it for his teammate there. Prussia actually loses the boost there, so that leaves a Minneapolis member with full now. As Slip goes for a shot here, he'll miss on that one. Might still go for the bump as Prussia's going to have a chance. That one's in! And in the series point for the championship, the Outlaws once again strike first.
Slip, he goes for the bump. Dicey didn't really seem phased by it, but Dicey's just late to the challenge.
And there's no answers for the Magic. They cannot seem to break this Outlaws team, and it was something that I wonder if there was some replay review or something last night, because reminder, these two teams played in the group stage and it was 3-1 in favor of the Magic, so maybe it was just shock and awe as Grape's gonna have a chance at this one, but just a little bit too far away. Finally, we see all three Hibbing members back in their own net. That's the first time it's happened, and they get a counter goal.
And Slip from way downtown, he's uncontested. Bomb is just there so late, makes it 2-0.
And the Magic would need to score the same number of goals they've scored all series long just to win this game. They've scored 3, and both in the first games. Not only would it be impressive to have what is essentially a reverse sweep, but 4 straight games where you shut out your opponent.
That is impressive.
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever seen that.
The Magic, well, yeah, it's just, and it's dominant defense too. It's not like they're getting lucky or anything like that. They're just making the Magic. Yeah, they're making them play, and they're playing the Outlaw style right now as Bomber goes up for this one, tries to touch it down, but that shot's just wide. And it feels too like the Outlaws just kind of have a lucky hand kind of just guiding things in their direction, because the bounces, the 50s, everything seems to go their way. Whereas, Minneapolis put a shot downfield and it just nothing seems to go near net. Nothing is nearby. As there's a bump there, Grape just gets swatted away. Prussia gets it past a second. That's going to be crossed by Grape, trying to get it away from danger as Dicey 50s the other way, and another player for the Outlaws is ready to go.
Dicey, he just backs out of that one as there wasn't really any solid touch beside with either him or Grape. And consistently for the Magic, they can get 1 or 2 touches in the orange half, and then it just goes the other way. They cannot control the midfield. Slip going for another carry, tries to get the turtle bounce. It does not connect. As 90 seconds remain, the Magic are not out of it yet, but they are in a drought.
Oh, and the other thing too, we talked about the possession, but just consecutive touches. It feels like every time Minneapolis gets a touch into the opposing end, they just get, they just end up losing it out and away there. And it's so unfortunate there, because if they could just string a few touches together on the Outlaws side, they actually get some offense going as Grape sends that one low. Dicey's there. That's a shot on net finally. Papo, Grape was going for that bump. Now back out towards mid. 1 minute remaining for these two teams. Can the Magic make a miracle happen? Or is it just the Outlaws showing why they are the team to be feared in MNCS?
The Magic,
or Sealman.
They need a miracle here just to get on the board, and then they need another one. Papa puts a third one on almost as Dicey gets there in the nick of time. And I think now for the Magic, it's starting to set in. Everything seems to be falling apart. The Outlaws, they're just laying it on even more. 30 seconds to go.
As Bomber's going to try one more opportunity here the other direction. They are running out of time. That's towards mid. Papo's going to send that one at net. Grape gets the save, but 15 seconds left. You need something here, Magic.
As the clock winds down, it's on the goal line. Save doesn't go through. They've been often imitated. They'll never be duplicated. It's the world of the Outlaws.
So the Hibbing Outlaws, a dominant performance there. 4 straight shutouts. 9-0 across those 4 games. They didn't score a ton, but they didn't need to. That was insane defense. There was just nothing that the Magic could do. They tried everything, but they were forced to stay back in their own zone, forced to play defense, and they could never find their way out. So,
and defense does win you championships. But with the Magic, you got to at least put some balls on the back of that, get some offense going to support that defense. And for the Outlaws, it was the other way around. The best defense is a phenomenal offense.
Well, and the other thing was, too, is I think the Outlaws might have been a little bit shaken going into this with Slip and Papo being rookies. You know, you take a look at those top 2 games. It was Magic 2-1 and Magic 1-0, and one of those was off a pinch goal. The other one was just kind of a fortunate bounce. It was still a good play by the Magic in Game 1, but really they didn't have a ton there that made them take that victory. So, Outlaws, dominant performance, and Hibbing has their first championship of the day. Fun thing to talk about, for the first time ever, we will have one franchise take home 2 crowns today because Hibbing and Bemidji are in the championship.
I don't know what else to say. That is going to be that's going to be an incredible grand final between the Rangers and the Lumberjacks.
Yeah. So, what a performance from both sides. Magic, great playoff run, great late season run.
You can't say enough about this team. No, Bummer, Dicey, Grape, they're all phenomenal players, great members of this community.
Yeah, and it'll be exciting to see.
They'll be back.
Yeah, exciting to see what they do next season. I think, you know, let this team function and form for a little bit longer because they had to play with subs so often this season. I think they played with subs more often than most of their main roster, which is so detrimental to a roster and so detrimental to that chemistry.
And the big thing is with the expansion coming up for next season, we could see, honestly, all 6 of these players in the top flight next year.
Yeah, of course, Prussia's been a part of MNCS before, so has that experience. Look to see him being one of the people to move up a level. But that is it. Hibbing Outlaws take it 4-2. They are the CLMN Season 4 champions. Congratulations to them. We're going to throw it to a quick break here, see if Karan's coming back with an interview, and then in a short bit of time, we will have our MNCS Season 4 Grand Final to see who takes home the cup there. Will it be Hibbing with a second championship, or will it be Bemidji? Ranger versus Lumberjacks. Come back to find out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one last time, let's just give it up for the Minneapolis Magic, getting second place in CLMN. We are back with some more awards. Boys, let's line up out front. I know you guys are packing away, but celebrate this moment together. Now, you know, after competing against these guys over the season, it is my honor to present these awards on behalf of Taro. So, first one we got Papo with the first medal. Look at that, shiny. Slip! And last but not least, Prussia! Congratulations to our CLMN champions. I am going to be going to give an interview with Prussia over by the camera. So one last time, let's give a hand for our CLMN champions. Good job, guys. You can leave your stuff, honestly. Or you're all good? All right, let's go. Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Good seeing you too. Yes, thank you. Where's Prussia? Prussia, let's go interview time. You ready, Prussia? Let's do it. All right. Okay. I'm not gonna throw you any curveballs. Trust me, I'll be good. All right, here we have it. One of our champions, Prussia. Let's hear it. All right. CLMN Season 4 champions. How does it feel?
Best feeling of my life, not gonna lie. This is amazing.
Best feeling in his life. We gotta hear it for that. All right, the rush of the stage, the energy, everything going on. What do you think is the highlight of your day today?
It should be obvious. I don't know. When we were up, I think we were up 2-0 in that game 6, and it kind of set in those last seconds that we were gonna win. I think we stopped playing a little bit early, but yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah, I mean, we looked up at the stage. You guys are already smiling. You look good. Is there anything else you want to tell the people at home before we're heading out here?
Well, obviously, I have to thank my teammates. I mean, I don't know if you remember Game 5. I was rocking like 38 points going into the last minute. They were just carrying me. I was leaving balls for them, and they were doing the most with it. I love this team so much, and shout out to everyone else. Their families came and supported everyone else that came and supported us. It was amazing.
All right, well, thank you so much. Again, congratulations to our champions. And we will be right back with our MNCS Grand Finals. Also, just a quick announcement for those people in the crowd. We do have plenty of version 1 shirts, a lot of merch to give out. So make sure before our MNCS matchup that you're in the crowd, you're in the audience, because we're going to be chucking these at you guys. So if you want your chance at a shirt, you better be seated in the crowd and hype.
Try hearing voices telling me I ain't good enough. And everywhere I go, I'm seeing faces, I'm hearing voices telling me I'm not good enough. 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm seeing faces, I'm hearing voices. 'Cause everywhere I go, I'm seeing faces, I'm hearing voices. You've seen me here before, above the mountain tops. With every step I take, I show the world what I got. I feel alive again. I feel like it's a new chance, far from a wasteland. And I've got nowhere to be, so I'm waiting. I don't need a rush, I'm patient. However long it takes, I'll be there one day. Eternal, I'm alive and chasing whatever it is I'm facing. I can't walk away. There's so much left to say. Our story never has to end. Eternal, I'm alive again. We don't know what will happen tomorrow, but I hope a good surprise. I could flip all the time that I borrowed and make another life. You can break my stride. There's a palace in my mind, made of light, and it shows. Yeah. The stars are falling, skies are raining gold.
Just a quick announcement. Out of curiosity, do we have any professional drone pilots in the audience? Anybody who's an expert at flying drones? One of you. There's got to be one of you. No drone pilots. Come on, guys. All right, we will be using an amateur drone pilot. Please watch your heads when the drone flies by. Again, very ill-experienced. Watch out for flying drones. All right, we have a shout out from the audience member here.
Shout out to my mom and dad for watching Kai play.
Big shout out, hey, especially if there's any parents out there, shout out to you for supporting MNCS. I know we had some parents in the crowd, so again, if there's anybody in the audience that wants to shout somebody out, go for it.
Strangers stand alone.
Just over 2 minutes until we got walk-ins. If you're outside right now, make sure to find yourself a seat. You're standing around, this is gonna be hype. We got some merch that we're gonna be throwing at the crowd right before the match. Stay tuned. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to introduce your MNCS players for the grand finals. Up first, representing the Bemidji Lumberjacks, Captain North. Also with the Bemidji Lumberjacks, Zebra! And last but not least, Kai! And who could forget the legendary Coach Cal! And now to introduce your Hibbing Rangers, Captain Taro! Also on the Hibbing Rangers, Latimus! And last but not least, give it up for Zodak! And with that, we got the grand final MNCS matchup ready. Let's hear some noise! Oh, come on, this is the grand finals. Let's hear some noise! With that, Turny Ernie, Frank Cabbage, take it away.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the MNCS Grand Final. 14 hard weeks of competition, 1 round of playoffs, group stage of playoffs, semifinals, and we are at the last moment of the season. Everything leading up to this. I'm excited. How about you, Ernie?
Excited. I'm ecstatic. It's the grand finals of the MNCS. This season has topped last season by far. This season of the MNCS. Oh, so close. Teams 1 game out of playoffs and making it. Everything throughout the year was just so close between the entire 10 teams in the league. And we're left with the top 2.
Yeah, and the thing is with these 2 teams, they are the top 2. Coming into the postseason, they were the top 2. So that is a huge thing. Tells you that those regular season standings did matter. And even though it was a cluster there was 3 teams at 10-8. Actually, excuse me, that's 4 teams at 10-8. So everyone up there. And these 2 teams are both looking for a title. Thing to mention as well, this will be the first time we have a team win or franchise win 2 titles on the same LAN.
And speaking of 2 titles, Taro looking to become the second 2-time as he won season 1 with the Hibbing Rangers just a few years ago. As for the Bemidji Lumberjacks, I believe all 3 of these players yet to claim an MNCS title. They're looking for their first and their franchise's second of the day.
Yeah. And, you know, both these teams, they are the top 2 for a reason. We have seen them excel all season long. Lumberjacks first in almost every category except for the bottom of the sheet, which is saves, demos, and demos taken. Rangers second in a lot, near the top half in most. The thing they struggled the most with was closing out games 3-0. We saw the Lumberjacks do pretty well, 42-23 in games. Rangers 38-32. That was 6th in the league, so not that hot, but was able to make it work. And they have excelled here. Take a look at their matches in the playoffs as well. Rangers with the postseason number 2 seed behind the Lumberjacks. They went 1-2 in the group stage. That was pretty nerve-wracking seeing them do that. But then they were able to storm back and dominate the Maulers in that semifinal matchup, 4-1 there, and it was nothing but Rangers for the second half of that series. Other side, Lumberjacks, number 1 seed. They struggled 0-3 in the group stage, but a 4-3 victory, hard fought over the Inferno in that semifinal to meet them here. These teams played earlier in the group stage, and that was a 3-1 win for the Rangers. So
the Rangers have the upper hand, but it's been a day since the group stage. Lumberjacks might have done some work, might have done their homework, changed a few things up. They're on the stage, game faces are on. We're just waiting for the lobby to fill up, and then we are green-lit.
And another thing to mention as well is that if the Rangers do win this one here, it'll be the second MNCS championship for the Hibbing Rangers. So there's that, but also Taro, captain of this team, did win that Season 1 title with the Rangers. So he could have a repeat here, join A.O. Stein in that elite club of 2-time champions.
And interestingly, that's not a word, whatever. We're having fun here. But the Rangers, they're the first franchise to win at all 3 levels, which is an impressive feat. But nonetheless,
when we pre-write all 4 season scripts, it's destined to happen like that.
You weren't even around for the first 2-3 seasons. 2. But you still knew the script.
It's
We
the
knew
script
that
was
you knew
there.
What was going on? What we have written down. I have the script right here in front of me. As you can see, it's blank.
So we are waiting on one more player. We're waiting on Taro. He's stuck in training, I guess, or something. Oh, no, Latimus is going to training. Taro is stuck not inside the lobby, so he's going to quick restart. Should get him in just a moment.
He's trying to hit those.
Trying to ice out the Lumberjacks, maybe. But I think they're icing out the Lumberjacks here. Zebra's in here. He's ready to have that battle there. The other thing to mention as well is the Lumberjacks do have a captain, or like a coach behind them. They have Calster. We saw the start of that Inferno series. It was 3-1 in favor of the Inferno. Calster gets on stage, 3 in a row, no doubt for the Lumberjacks. How important is that here in this grand final?
It's immensely important because having someone that can feed you confidence constantly, it keeps your mental positive. And when you play positive, you play good, because when you're mentally in the gutter, you're not having a fun time, and it's hard to play well if you don't have fun.
Yeah, and I guess the last thing here, I'm going to go with the Hibbing Rangers. I want the Lumberjacks because I want Calster and his success early on to carry through, but I think the Lumberjacks have looked good today. They've looked dominant. I think it takes all 7. What about you, Ernie?
I think it's going to take all 7 as well. We're going to need a bunch of overtime to settle this one.
Well,
but in the end, I think I'm going to have to agree with you. With the Rangers, I feel like they're the more solid team, the more cohesive team. And ladies and gentlemen, get up and get loud. It's grand finals of the MNCS, the Hibbing Rangers, and the Bemidji Lumberjacks.
Frank Cabbage alongside Ernie here. Let's get into this one. Hibbing Rangers in blue as the home squad. Taro, Latimus, and Zodak. On the other side, Bemidji Lumberjacks is Kai, North, and Zebra. These two teams played each other throughout the season. It's been a hard-fought battle between them, and 14 weeks of regular season, all that postseason action, all that dedication comes down to one best of 7 here. A shot early on there by North. That one goes just wide. Thing to mention as well, we're playing on Champions Field. Whoever wins this one, they will be the champions. They get this field.
And I was talking with Zebra during the second semifinal this morning with the Rangers, and he was saying he didn't want to play the Rangers. Their play style kind of counters what the Lumberjacks like to do, and it makes it difficult for them. So for Bemidji, I wonder what they have changed in the past couple hours. They're in their warm-ups, just trying to see what's going to work for them.
Yeah, and that's going to be the question here, too, is, does that coach behind them help? There's nobody behind the Hibbing Rangers. We saw that being Taro for the Outlaws. So, of course, or actually, I guess earlier on, I don't think he was there for their grand final right there. But, that coach, I think, can really help them. And for the Lumberjacks, that's a big advantage, I think, coming into this one. But so far, about 1:10 in, nobody scoring so far. A little bit of back and forth in the midfield as North will take this one forward. Zebra with a pinch!
What a way to open this series. North and Zebra combine for an 84-mile-an-hour cement denter to open the series.
And what a pinch there. You could tell that one was planned. Beautiful play there by them. They're able to drive that one into the back of the net. 1-0 start for the Lumberjacks. Well done, and this is what you're looking for if you want to be that team to take this crown. The other thing with these two teams is they are so evenly matched. We've seen them be the same there as actually Zebra blocks that one. I don't know if they were going for another pinch there. Zebra looks like he's playing defense on the wrong end there. Hopefully he knows which color he's in, but North kicks that one out mid for Kai, trying to pass forward once again. Rangers, what is your response?
North, dangerous stop, doesn't get a lot on it. Zebra's able to punch that one through. Taro. Deep back into the corner. North now off the ceiling, gets the challenge. He's going to get the pinch. Flexing his mechanical might early on here. Taro off the ceiling, off the backboard, but Kai, he's going to read that one, send it away to safety. Bit of a whiff there by Zebra, but North holding on strong, trying to slow this one down as we approach halftime.
A pass back there, another opportunity for the Rangers. We see them be one of the best teams for assists in this league. First in assist percent, 81% of their goals with an assist on the other end of it, 1.91 assists per game. They love to pass it around, and that's a huge part of stopping this Bemidji Lumberjack defense, as they will just try to shut you down. And if you can work around those defenders, try to find that open space, you'll come away with some goals.
Taro gets bumped along the sidewall, sent to Mars. Looks like he has returned, but he essentially taken away from the play. Zebra almost saw that down, blocks North's shot.
That's the second shot that North has put on net there that Zebra gets in front of. I don't know if there's no communication or what's going on.
Key up that pinch once more. North goes beneath, unable to find the back of the net. Having big clear by Lat. Trying to get some offense start. Taro down to Lat, doesn't connect. An absolute beautiful sauce, unable to come to fruition.
Yeah, now we'll see some transition back into the offensive zone. Latimus pressuring that one. Kai up for this one, going to try to touch that one. Of course, the midseason addition in replace of Calster. Zodak good clear to the far side. Another save for him. Latimus gets dunked there. Zebra has a chance, pass it out mid. Finds North, but Darrow with a crucial save there. Another passing play. Lumberjacks are just passing it around left, right, and center, and it's working. They're getting those shots on net.
Lumberjacks are doing a phenomenal job of getting the Rangers moving on defense, getting them out of position, out of communication. And as we see a trade come out between Zebra and Lat, going to be a short 2v2 for now. A minute to go. Zebra looking to make it two. He goes top shelf all the way. Zebra A to Z, coast to coast.
Beautiful play there by Zebra. Air dribble. We saw that in the series prior. A huge part of the success. The highest rated player on this roster, not even the captain, but has been a huge part of the success in the tail end of the season after losing Calster. And, 2-0 now. North and Zebra are carrying this team on their back right now, trying to make this happen. Again, awkward touches there, but it's looking good for the Lumberjacks so far.
North doing a little bit of a flyby. Lat, good fake. But Zebra doesn't take enough of the bait. He's going to get a lick of the ball and send it away.
Zonak is going to transition back in offense once again. There could be an opportunity for the Rangers, but they need one quick. Ladham's going to try to carry this one. The fake!
Absolute filth from Latimus. Sayonara Kai.
One-way ticket to the corner on that one, and Latimus will take that goal. Now 37 seconds. Good to see the Rangers score. Even if they don't take this victory, we saw how demoralizing it can be to fall behind and just never score. That last final, that was how it was. And in this one, 2-1 start here. There's still a chance for the Rangers. 30 seconds left. That's out towards mid. Tara will try to clear this one away. But Kai's going to intercept, just trying to kill some time. They don't need to score, just take time off the clock as Taro puts that one in from range. Not a great touch, and North will gather there in the corner. North up towards the ceiling, that's off the top there. Zebra charging in, he's going to send that one hard downfield towards the corner. Taro, good save. 10 seconds remaining, Zodak tries to get the touch, but Taro instead. Now Zodak up for this one, pinches down towards mid. Latimus is there, decides to fake it.
And Taro can't connect. The Lumberjacks take game one. But honestly, I think the Rangers have a lot more momentum.
I think Taro, if he's a little bit farther back, might be able to finish that goal. Just unfortunate, so close on that one, but a great game by both sides. Lumberjacks, standout player North, goal, assist, 3 saves and 3 shots. Shots 8-6 in favor of the Lumberjacks, so that definitely shows that they had that more offensive pressure, especially early on. Rangers kind of turned it around later, but 2 goals early on. Good luck overcoming that.
And with Rangers, we know they're a solid team on both ends of the pitch. However, they just weren't able to get started. It took them a while to really get comfortable, start flexing their own muscles. But for the Lumberjacks, it was really led by North and Zebra. Kai, he did his job. Even though he put a donut factory up on the scoreboard, you can't complain about his play. He did his job, just being there, playing zone defense. It's not the role that's going to put you in the limelight, but it is just as an important position of putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, and for this one, it's a great start to the series for the Lumberjacks. Thing is for the Rangers, best of 7, so you've got plenty of time to get back to this one. One game's not that bad. A thing we saw a lot this season too, this was best of 5s, of course, but we'd see the team that ends up losing, or I guess the winners would drop game 1 and then sweep the next 3. That could happen again here. We'll have to see if that is the case, but Hibbing Rangers, Bemidji Lumberjacks, once again, game 2, they are underway, fighting for that crown, fighting for the Loon Cup, fighting for Champions Field.
Zodak gonna air that one down north to Zebra. That doesn't connect. Taro with it. Gets one touch. Zodak will take over. He gets 2. But Kai to North trying to stretch out for that one, but he isn't gonna get there.
Now Tara on offense. There was a good 50 in the midfield for the Rangers. Shot there. That's actually 2 players in the region, but Latimus misses that one. Zodak gets the shot credit. Taro 50 there, but that gets boomed the other way by Kai's car. Now Latimus back in his own corner. He's going to try to carry this one out and away. And the Rangers, I think they need to focus less on the solo plays. We can see it happen from them, but that team play is what has carried them so far, given them one of the best offenses in the league and given them success in the playoffs too.
And this Ranger squad, they're such a team play oriented team. It is what they like to go for. They like to go for passes north, trying to fake one out here, but it's just too much too early in lap. Gonna set it away for now. Kai looking to drop it down and it gets saved by Zodak.
And what a read by Zodak on the backboard there. That was, I think, certainly a dunk there. As North goes for one of his own. Zebra goes for a shot as well. You know, those opportunities starting to pile up here once again for the Lumberjacks. Rangers able to break that pressure, but now we need to see something consistent on offense. Pass towards the far side. That's going top shelf.
Oh, no.
And an own goal.
And Latimus is going to be given one here. Hope he sends someone a Christmas card, as that's just unfortunate. Zebra, wrong place, wrong time. But honestly, if he wasn't there, someone from Hibbing was going to bury that one.
Potentially, but Zodak almost looked like he might have missed that one. Had that, had he not been there, you would assume someone from Hibbing would be there. But
just a floater. All you
yeah,
need.
you know, just a great start to this one. Now in favor of the Rangers, they strike first here. Can they add some more? Will Zebra be able to 50 this one through? He can't get stopped there. North, a low roller there. North might go for the self-dish. Back post. Kai drives it home.
As North was looking for the Doomsy ditch, he gets just a second touch there. Extends it for Kai and drops it down. Lat couldn't get there, so he was caught getting boost. Or he didn't even get it as it's still there in the corner. So just a late to the rotation back. Bemidji, they found the gap and capitalized.
Yeah, and honestly, these are how these games are meant to go, how we expect them to go back and forth the entire time. Low scoring, at least for now. You know, a 2-1 victory might be evident here, but I'll have to see if, we've seen some finals also go the other way where it's, a low scoring game 1, but then it just like 10 goals in game 2. As we see the action continue here, Zodak carries forward, but North intercepts there, and Kai will transition into the offensive half.
Lat trying to go over Zebra. Can't get there. Zodak, aggressive third man. Lat doing his best to just try to get in the way. Zebra gonna drop this one down. Doesn't have any boost to follow. Kai looking to cherry pick.
And there again, we saw Kai. He always likes to play from in front of the ball, or I guess in front, behind it, however you want to describe it. But he's on the other opponent's side of the ball, and it's something so weird because we see that on defense, but it works. And on offense there too, he was trying to come back in and cause some chaos. And again, it almost works. As now Latimus might have a chance for a double touch here. Zodak as well, a double commit there that was not really in their best interest.
Needed. I think Zodak was ready for that shot. Needed to call his teammate off the slow bouncer, the changeup. Kai gets the read. Zodak taking his time with it. Flip, reset, doesn't get it. Tries to go beneath. Zebra aggressive with the demo. Latimus in the corner doing the dirty work besides the back pass. Zodak, not the touch he wants, isn't just going to go across rather than back into the orange half. Shot on off the post, follow up Kai. On the post still, there's North, he's off the other post. And the iron does the work.
How does that stay out of the back of the net? That was put back in front of the frame by the Rangers, but still North could not finish it. The Rangers, if they win this game, that is a blessing from the goalposts, from the goal, from everything there to keep them tied at 1 here.
Kai strips Taro. Zodak looking to bring it around. North. Pass attempt. He tries to go for something, but he still makes it through. Second effort by North. Never give up on the play.
Yeah, that's a great play there once again. Almost got that tight angle, but Latimus just clangs the post there. Diving in on it, tries to get the save. Can't blame him there, but can't recover in time. North lands beautifully, pops up. Pretty weak into the back post, but there's no one there to defend it. And that's a 2-1 lead once again. Rangers, you are on the back foot, and you need to strike quick to avoid going down 2-0 in this series.
Touch is going to center. Lat. I thought he was going to be looking for Taro. Decides to take it himself. Doesn't work out the way he wants it. Redirect by North was close. Zodak trying to reach that one out, but he doesn't have any boost. Good bump up front. Taro was going to go for the shot, but he gets called off. And the Rangers are just getting in their own way.
As Kai clangs that one off the crossbar, we saw that previous possession too. There was an opportunity with that bump, but nobody was there to shoot, and it's like, what are you doing? Rangers a shot from a tight angle. Latimus can't finish it, and North!
What a counterattack!
Lumberjacks are on fire.
Lumberjacks have swung the racks, and they've hit pay dirt once more, 3-1 after a picture-perfect counterattack.
Yeah, and that was just Kai notices that he's got a teammate there, a little pass to the outside there, drives it home, and there's nothing more you can ask for. That's exactly what you're looking for. Not a great touch there. Taro might have a chance, but Zebra comes in, and it's like, Rangers, you got to capitalize on these opportunities. That's your second time now that you've had an option, but just not able to finish it is now Zebra. He'll try to add one more late into this game. Pass out mid, looking for his teammate. Zebra touches it another time, and will instead give Latimus a chance the other direction. Latimus is keeping it up, but that one will drop.
And for the Rangers, they're kind of taking the hindrance that the Lumberjacks had, where the Lumberjacks were just getting in their own way. And the previous game in here, the Rangers, they're just kept shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, and this time it's just opportunities for the Rangers, but they're not able to put it away. They're not able to make it happen. They end up tallying 9 shots in that one, but it's just not quite enough to get that one across the board. Lumberjacks put up 11. And only 2 saves for the Rangers. So that tells you that the Lumberjacks either are shooting from way outside and they're missing, or they're just putting shots on net just to try to pressure the Rangers. And we saw it work magic in the series prior, where it's just teams would just pepper the net and they keep them in the zone. And it worked out well here for the Lumberjacks once again.
And for the Lumberjacks, I think they're just able to capitalize on a few key mistakes. Where the Rangers, they just kind of got comfortable with how they were controlling the midfield, but there were some gaps. And the Lumberjacks found the timing and exploited it, and just a quick 1-2 punch made it a 2-goal lead, and that was really the nail for this game.
Another good thing to see too is the points being spread out. This time it was North having a great game. Last time it was Zebra. Zebra's still involved, 4 saves there, so he's definitely not having a quiet series by any measure, but was bottom of the scoreboard for the Lumberjacks, which means those other players are stepping up. They're filling those gaps. They're finding opportunities on offense. They're making it happen. And Lumberjacks, you got a 2-0 lead in this series, and you have to win this game. Put the pressure really on the Rangers, make it happen, take a Game 3 lead.
Kai with it. Does he have boost to follow? There's North, but he will be beat out by Zodak. Teams continue this early tennis-style play. Zodak on the cherry-pick redirect. That's well wide. But Latimus was there. I don't think Taro was ready.
And again, there's 2 players driving straight at the ball together. You never want to see that. It's okay if they're spread apart or they're going for a pinch or something.
That's
but these
dangerous.
North almost gets in on that one. Bumps Kai on the way out. But those double commits.
They're all on top of each other.
Yeah. It's a spot you can't have that happen. The Lumberjacks are going to take advantage of that. You need to spread out. Rangers, they seem a little frazzled, honestly. They seem like they're not playing their kind of Rocket League, because of course the moment we say that, the Lumberjacks double commit on offense. So both teams a little too aggressive here. Slow it down. Play those team plays. You'll get a goal eventually.
I think both teams, they just want to end this as quick as possible, and they're making so many mistakes in doing so. North goes bar south, and it's 1-0 Lumberjacks.
Great pass there by Kai out of the corner. Able to beat that around Latimus. North in a perfect spot. That's that coordination working perfectly. You see that player. He knows where his teammate's going to be out in mid. Dishes it right to him. Nothing more than that North needs than that. Drops it home. Another lead for the Lumberjacks. Rangers, you are in a dangerous spot.
Musty doesn't get full force. I get what you're trying to do, trying to put a lot of power behind the ball. But there's easier ways to do that. So again, for the Rangers, just keep it simple. I think you're just trying to do too much with the ball. Near angle shot. Unable to go through from Zebra. Again, 2 players on the ball. The Rangers, they got to keep communicating, trust your teammates, because right now you're not spreading your, we'll say, sphere of influence long enough. Zebra doesn't manage to tap that one through. He had just about the entire net to shoot at.
And another chance, once again, it's just, I always talk about the second goal being so important in these games, and this one even more than ever. You're down 2-0. If the Rangers can tie this up, they might have a chance, but if the Lumberjacks takes a 2-0 lead, I think that is the grave having been dug.
He's going to find it, and there it is. He was sitting all alone like the chess captain on prom night. Finds it in the back of the net, and he's going to tie it up.
Great play there by Latimus. Makes the solo play happen. Off the pass from Taro, so I guess not too much of a solo play, but captain, second in command, both combining there, able to get a goal across the line. Finally, Rangers, a little bit of a response. Now it's how do you react to that? Are you still able to play some concise offense? And I'm hoping that cuts down on the double commits. We've seen that so much out of the Rangers, and it is painful because they can be so much better if they just spread this again in the corner. Two players both on top of the ball. It means nobody's in mid for the pass. No one's able to keep that back in mid. Your third player has to stay so far away.
Taro, a little bit of time. Tries control, goes for the pass. All three players are there. I'm not sure if someone doesn't have a headset connector or what it is, but you guys communicate, please.
Yeah, it's honestly what it feels like, because you never see these teams like this. You never see all three. If they're all three on top of each other, either a goal's just been scored or they're playing some defense to save their life, basically, because that's not how they play. They usually like to spread it out, look for each other. As Kai has an opportunity to get that save there. Taro's going for this one. Saved. Zebra with a save on at the end of that one. Taro demos Zebra on his way out. Now Latimus will stop this one at mid. Trying to go for a play by himself. Gets bumped off. Back out towards mid. Minute 50 left in this one. That's a bump there. Zodak going to put that one near the net. North can't collect that. Latimus
angle goes for the pass, but it's Taro is demoed. Great defense by Kai. He takes control of it on the other end, but lofts it over the net. North with it now. Going for a double. Oh my, that was close.
And Zebra almost had the follow-up on the back post too. Such good opportunities here. The Lumberjacks just feel like they have all the confidence in the world right now. Even though they got scored on most recently, they just feel like a team that cannot be stopped, and they are going for these plays. And they're not even the ones that are insanely hard to pull off. They're just good plays, and unfortunately sometimes they just don't land.
Double demo coming out by the Rangers. Space being built, but Zebra will send that one to the corner. North, no, Bruce gets a nice pinch to send that back into the blue corner. But with 50 seconds remaining, we're still looking for a lead.
A potential game winner, I honestly think
is true.
for either side here. I think that this might be another one of our 2-1 games. Of course, they've been low-scoring affairs. 2-1, followed up by a 3-1 out towards mid. North trying to follow that up, but he can't. Now Kai off the ceiling. Latimus sends that one far side. Zebra's going to follow this one up. Zodak off the ceiling. North there as well into the corner. Taro chips that off the sidewall. Might have gotten bumped there. Zebra comes in for the defense. That's
straight
going to
back
roll.
down. Zodak fights the back of the net. No, Zebra there like a brick. Well shot. Taro can't connect either.
And again, those are the passes you got to get on the end of. It's such a good opportunity. Even if it doesn't go in the back of the net, at least to get a shot off it. Make the defense work to keep this game tied up. Otherwise, whiffs like that don't mean anything. As Zebra puts one in from range.
That's not
Taro
strong.
Keeps that up.
Center attempts.
Overtime.
We can all take a breath. Reset. We have overtime here in Game 3.
And it's honestly first team to make a mistake. I think that neither, I guess solo plays always can happen, but I think it's whoever makes the first mistake, because these two teams have played so well during the regulation. Both teams having some struggles in certain areas. Zebra's going to find the game winner.
Zebra puts it in. All he needs is 15 seconds. He's got stars, but he's got stripes too.
And that backboard defense, that is not MNCS
Backboard
level.
Defense. At this level, you have to shut it down.
Yeah, you can't let that bounce off the backboard. You might even get punished in that an MNRS so you cannot let that happen. That one's a win in overtime for the Lumberjacks. 3-0 in the series. Can they be stopped?
And for the second straight season, we are looking at a potential sweep in the MNCS Grand Finals.
And the thing is too, is it's a bigger storyline than that too, because the Lumberjacks, a lot of their success came early on in the season. This team has struggled in the second half of the season. They were 7-2 about halfway through before Calstar had to step out. Since then, 5-4, so still positive, but not that much. So it's been a struggle. 0-3 in the group stage. you know, they came back, won the semifinal in 7, hard fought against the Inferno. What a way to finish off the season this would be if they could take it in 4.
It would be impressive to say the least, but for the Rangers, they are captained by one of the probably best coaches in the league in Taro. He knows how to adjust, he knows how to coach his players, get them to change things, and if he wants to prove that he is one of the top coaches, top players, top everything in the league, it's going to be right here, right now. As the Rangers, they looked great in the previous game. They just could not finish it off. One final match, potentially. Can the Lumberjacks end the season?
And Lumberjacks, they also have the crowd on their side right now. There are Rangers fans here, but Cal was just hyping up the crowd. The crowd is loving it. There is a huge number of Lumberjack fans in the audience. They are ready to go. They want to get this win. They want to get this sweep. And their Bemidji Lumberjacks are 1 game away.
We'll have to clear this one. Downfield, Taro stretches out. Can't connect. Rangers looking to regroup. Kai's 50 goes out midfield. North was ready to try to put a shot on, but he's just challenged immediately.
As Zebra actually gets past 2 there on the offensive end. Kai's in there as well. Very awkward.
Can't get away from the ball.
Yeah, actually a pretty good 50 there. Zebra able to get that with no boosters. Now Latimus going for a solo play. That's out towards mid. Kai with a last-second save, able to send that to the corner. North trying to buy some time, but an awkward touch once again. That'll roll around back towards mid. Latimus is there. 1 minute in, still 0-0. Rangers need to score first.
I fully agree with that statement. But time and time again, I just see that the Lumberjacks, they're just faster to the ball.
Yeah.
And it's hard to win games when you cannot win your challenges.
Well, and honestly, for the Rangers, it's felt like someone replaced the Rangers with another team because they aren't playing the usual Rocket League we see from them. We expect excellence. We expect near perfection because they always seem to be in the right spot, be on each other's passes, be there for the shots, be there for the saves, and it's just felt like we've seen them clustered so much and we've seen them not in the right spots.
Zebra working this one with the cycle and North in the corner. Zodak takes it, again, just 2 players on top of each other. I get you're trying to help out, but you have to spread out. You have to cover as much zone space as you can on the pitch.
Yes, now North's going to try a solo play there. That's stopped by Latimus. Now Kai towards the backboard. Taro's there. He's got to get it around Zebra, but he doesn't. That's a shot by Zebra. Thankfully, 2 defenders behind him. Zodak comes away with the save, but North in there with the pressure again. Like you said, the Lumberjacks seem to be the first to the ball repeatedly.
As we're approaching halfway through game number 4, Lumberjacks looking for that series clincher, that championship clincher.
And you know, it's history in in many forms of the word. Best MNCS season we've had, most competitive we've ever had. These teams fighting the center of the pack, you know, top to bottom in the league. It's only 7 games apart. That's less than half a season. That's not what you expect. And also to be the first franchise in history to win 2 championships in the same season. That would be a huge part of this. And both teams want to make that happen.
Well, in the end, only one can do so. Oh my goodness! The Zodak killer comes out, forces this one through. Almost as if Kai wasn't even there.
A beautiful 50 on that one there, off the kind of the ceiling awkward pinch play there by Taro. And that's what the Rangers need. Their fans are back into it. Hopefully that puts a little bit more energy back into them. You know, we both predicted the Rangers to win. Even if the Lumberjacks do end up taking this series, you know, a longer series, something that makes it really both teams work for it, would be better, as Latimus going for a double touch here. Kai, good clear there towards the far side. He'll try to carry this one forward. Gets it around 2, a pinch there. Now Latimus trying to retrieve back in his own corner. That's going to ship out towards mid. He has to be careful here. Kai gets a demo as well. Now Latimus, far side with Zodak there as well. Zodak, quick shot, but Zebra gets in front of that one. Kai has an opening. He might have an open net, but thankfully Taro there just in time.
Kai cutting it close. And I don't think 1 goal is going to do it for the Rangers. They need more.
Yeah, and even then, you know, even if you do win this one 1-0, I doubt you're going to be able to shut out the Lumberjacks for more than 1 game. As that's a team bump there. North sends it to the far side. Kai and North both in the offensive half. Trying to make something happen. It's out towards mid.
There's Zebra just wide. He had it all dialed in, but it just wasn't lined up.
Yeah, and those ones, again, we saw that actually that's been more so the plague of the Rangers in this one, where they just can't find the back of the net, even with great setups. That one, Lumberjacks, tough angle there, but Zebra's got to finish that one if he wants to tie this up.
No, I don't expect the Lumberjacks to be extremely aggressive as this game ends. I know they want to end the series right here now, but they are 3 games to the good.
Yeah, and now we'll see them try to get some offense going. Only 40 seconds left, so it's not a ton, but Kai gets a counterattack. 3v2 the other way. Zodak, awkward touch into the corner. Good 50 there. All 3 players in the corner now, so Lumberjacks seem to be struggling like we saw the Rangers. That's in near net, but Taro gets the save. Now North around the backside, trying to pass it out towards mid. Has Kai!
And again, we saw this play before. North with a doomsday dish. Gets the pass, just soft pinch off the baseline board, and Kai is there to clean up. It's not over.
And the Rangers at this point,
what more can you do?
They need something really to go their way. As Zebra takes a shot from range. Taro, good save there. But it really feels like it is all but inevitable at this point that the Lumberjacks will take this one. Zodak might try to make me quiet. He can't connect on that one. Latimus does, but not towards net. Zebra back towards mid. Zodak fires that one in. Taro's in the corner, back out towards mid. Latimus might be there. Shot towards the back post!
Latimus says, will not die.
Great shot there. Has North diving towards that back post, but able to put it in front of him. 58 miles per hour. That's such a tough angle. You miss that one, you're just going to send it sky high. And 2 seconds left. So as long as they kill this kickoff, Zodak does. And the Rangers, they finally get one on the board. Another 2-1 game in this series, but it's in their favor finally.
The Rangers eke out here in Game 4. They live to see another day. As for the Lumberjacks, you can't complain. You played another phenomenal game, and this time it just wasn't enough. You didn't get the coin flip to go your way. But for the Rangers, you got to make it more decisive than that. You cannot let it come down to the wire.
Well, and the other thing as well is, look at the Rangers. That's a big game there by Taro, over 100 points above his next teammate. 2 assists and 4 saves, so that's a great bit of offense without having to be the one trying to shoot on net, trying to score those goals, because no shots there. So that's a great bit of work by the captain there, able to set his team up for success, play some solid defense, and give them another lifeline back in.
And again, for the Rangers, we've seen them get more success with their passing plays, but they got to connect on them more. Like the opportunities and chances are there. They're just 2 or 3 car lengths away from smashing that ball into the back of the net.
Yeah, and another thing interesting to look at this one, Zebra, no goals, no assists, no saves, and 4 shots. That's not a great stat line. That's not what we expect from him. He's been a standout player, arguably one of the best on this roster, if not, or I guess arguably the best on this roster. Have to see if they can make it happen. Cal's trying to hype up the crowd once again. Well, Rangers got 1 in their book. Now it's on to game number 5. Clean slate here. You still got to play hard. You got 3 more games in front of you if you want to somehow come back in this one.
For the Rangers, this game is really all about sustaining the momentum we've built in the previous one. Kai's shot going to be just high. Zebra off the sidewall. There's North back in the opposite corner. Again, 2 players on the ball. Defense for the Rangers in shambles. Zebra tried to go short side, but Taro read him like a menu and it's back in the orange corner.
As Taro's going to put that one on net. That's just wide, actually, unfortunately there, as that was a great angle that nobody was expecting on the side of the Lumberjacks. Now a pass out towards me, looking for Kai.
North, again, just a phenomenal pass. Perfect placement, Kai. It's right where he needs to be. It's right in his reach.
And those two have had a lot of chemistry in this one. It's, a player who joined midway through the season, so maybe the captain tried to, work a little bit more, get that there. And that's going to be a kickoff goal. Yes, it is. Oh, no, Rangers, you can't have that happen.
And Rangers, that's just a tough 50 that Zebra wins out. Kai's going to snake his teammate.
I think that was needed, actually. I think the save was going to be there if that wasn't touched by Kai. It seemed a little too slow. So, wow. Rangers, you have your work cut out for you here. Less than a minute in, you're down by 2. We saw you play some offense last time. You're going to need to do 1 better this time. 2 to tie, 3 to win.
The problem is with the Rangers in this series, they haven't scored more than 2.
as a
Great
good opportunity.
shot there by Zodak, but it's right at Zebra.
Yeah, and that's the thing there too. You need to find a better placement for that one. As Kai actually is going to miss one, that could have been an absolute dagger into the Hibbing Rangers. They, fall behind by 3 here. You have a chance, but you really have no way back in. You get one here, you're halfway there. You just got to continue going, but Rangers, be wary of the clock. You're not out of time yet, but it can very easily, you can blink and you're at 10 seconds left, down by 2. As Kai's going to go for one off the ceiling here, tries to get the recovery there. No luck, so now Rangers back on offense.
And again, another double commit by the Rangers. Their spacing is just not there, and for the Lumberjacks, they're just playing keep away. As long as the Rangers just don't have the ball, they can't score. And it's tough to say because the Rangers have struggled to score. Kai forces this one through. Kayanara, see you later. Whatever you want to say, he wants to put this series to bed.
And the other thing about Kai, too, he is the lowest rated player in this lobby by over 200 points. He's a player who's probably not supposed to be at this level, was brought up off of their CLMN team. Oh, yeah, he does. But I'm saying, based off of his rating, he's a player who's well beneath this level. But he has shown here today that, that rating doesn't mean everything. If you have the chemistry and you have that killer instinct that we see with him, it doesn't matter. They got 3 goals, 2 of them off the end of his car. Actually, no, a hat trick off of Kai. I didn't notice that. He's got all 3 so far.
3, and Zebra's going to tack on one more as the Rangers begin to fall apart. And the tree of Hibbing is all about falling.
Yeah, and when it rains, it pours here. Hibbing. What are you doing? What do you got? You've got 250.
Not been the series that Hibbing has wanted.
No.
It has been a phenomenal season up to this point, but something about today has just not been it.
Yeah, and that's really the thing is, you've got 2.5 minutes, so I still think there's a chance. It's just you need to show us something. You need to show us a Hibbing that
play like a completely different team.
Yeah, it's a team that we have not seen this entire series. Where are they at? Let's see if you got it. Otherwise, Lumberjacks will take this one nice and easy. Kai's going to go for another one. That's a little weak, and it kind of looks deflated. You really don't get body language with Rocket League, but it kind of just feels, you can just kind of sense it in the room that the Rangers seem out of it.
It's such a tall mountain to climb, and for the Rangers, I just don't think that they have the tools right now to get to the summit.
Yeah.
Latimus now into the corner, just looking to get one. There's a bump, there's a shot. Okay. They get one on the board. Minute 50. They got to keep it going.
Yeah, you got about 30 seconds per goal, a little bit extra leeway in there, but you need to start scoring now. And the other thing is, too, is with that aggression coming out, you have to make sure that you still play defense, still contain, because, it doesn't matter if you get 2 right away here, if then they immediately score one on a counterattack. But Zodak's trying to pass this one in. Zebra, good stop on the backboard. You can't just roll it all across the backboard there. That's not a play that works in MNCS.
Zodak doesn't have the boost and chase this one. 90 seconds now. Rangers need 3. And again, just with the Rangers, you can just see that they are just mentally not in it, as that one is well wide. Not where Taro wants it.
Well, and they're back-to-back plays that could have been very good scoring opportunities because they put him in a great spot as North is going to put one away.
Zebra to North.
Yeah, and that's a great play there once again. Hibbing had a couple opportunities, just not their day. Could not find the openings, could not find their teammates. Passes weren't connecting, nothing there. Lumberjacks on a victory lap at this point.
Victory lap, I agree. The buses for the Rangers may have started up a minute to go with a 4-goal deficit. That is a tough pill to swallow. But the Lumberjacks 1 minute away from closing a phenomenal season.
A historic season now.
A franchise historic season.
Yes.
2 championship winning teams in one franchise in one season. Who would have thought that would ever happen?
You never know with the players and the teams like that, of course. You never know how they're going to gel, how they're going to play. As that drops down towards mid, there might be 1 or 2 more here for the Lumberjacks. They are hungry to put away more, put some more stats on the board. That gets cleared downfield. Zodak might have a chance for one of his own, but North dives in and stops that one out towards mid. Latimus drops that down.
Latimus is going to score here, but honestly, I think it's going to be a bit of an impactless goal here, as they just really don't have the offensive might that we've seen throughout the last 4 series to tie this one up.
Yeah, and that one, you know, it's a goal, but I have trouble believing that this is going to happen unless they start putting something insane out, as Zebra's going to send that one downfield. And look at that right there. Kickoff and gone. It's 5 seconds. That's a third of your time gone right there. As now they continue on. Kai back out towards mid.
And with 10 seconds to go, all season long, the Lumberjacks, they've scratched, they've clawed, they've torn, they've bled. They cut down the tree and went 2 championships in one day. As we just wait for the ball to drop.
Oh.
There it is. The Lumberjacks dominate this series.
Yeah, and that was a huge showing from them. Game 5, the highest scoring by a wide margin, 5-2. Lumberjacks just looked unstoppable. Rangers were able to get one back in game number 4, but it was too little too late. And the success of the Lumberjacks, it's a story that's been going on all season. They had a little bit of, had to rest a little bit on the early end, but 4 of the last 5 in the regular season to push them to that number 1 seed, get that bye. Rough group stage, terrible group stage, 3-9 in games and 0-3 in matches. But this just shows, doesn't matter. They made it to the finals here. They made it happen. And the Lumberjacks are the victors.
I'm not sure what else I can say about the Lumberjacks. They've played so well, and hats off to the Rangers for a phenomenal season. They were the 2 seed coming into this one.
Yeah. Well, and the thing is, too, we expect to see all these players back next season contending for this title once again. Terrell Adams and Zodak, give yourselves a pat on the back. That was a hard-fought series. 3 of those games being 1-goal games. So it's not like you were getting blown out. That last game, a little bit out of hand, but it just kind of, the steam ran out. That was it. Lumberjacks, North, Zebra, and Kai, you are MNCS Season 4 champions.
And overall, just what a season. It has been a blast, whether it's been you and I casting. Sometimes I know you were streaming by yourself. I was streaming by myself. Sleeveless Ken has done a phenomenal job. Tibbles, who won a championship today as well, has done a phenomenal job. Everyone behind the scenes here at the staff of the MNCS, it's just a congratulations on another great season.
Yeah,
Each year we've gotten bigger and bigger. Here's to Season 5.
Yeah, that's the thing. Get ready for some announcements about that. We had the announcement today. We are expanding to 12 franchises, so make sure to get ready. Get ready for that. 6 more players in every level. That's a big part. But one final recap. Bemidji Timbers win MNRS 4-1. Hibbing Outlaws 4-2 Sealmen champions. And the Bemidji Lumberjacks, 2 titles for the franchise. Take MNCS 4-1 there. I'm Frey Cabbage. On behalf of Turney Ernie, Sleeveless Ken, Tibbles, and everyone here at MNCS, thank you for tuning in. We'll have the trophy celebration in just a moment, but this is the end of the caster desk.
All right, I think it's about time. Now, from last season, Ailstein representing the previous MNCS champion. He is going to be presenting this year's handmade trophy, constructed actually by Taro himself. An absolutely beautiful masterpiece. The names of the teams will be engraved on it. Let's give it up for our champions! All right, you know what? We're gonna leave this on stage. There we go, North with the first medal. Kai. And last but not least, Zebra. Now, I'm gonna be interviewing the entire team right here, right on stage, because it's fresh, the feelings are pumping. Zebra, how are you feeling right now as the champion of MNCS?
It feels great, and it feels to share it with these guys right here.
Ah, it's so wholesome. Give it up. All right, Kai, I especially saw it in you. The last game, where was the point where you knew that you secured it?
Probably 10 seconds.
10 seconds?
Anything can happen. It was surreal.
Big respect to both teams. Big respect. And North, any last thoughts? Team, competition, just anything you got on your mind?
Bemidji's not leaving. It's going to be tough.
Bemidji ain't leaving. I love it. Well, let's keep the competition rolling. And that will conclude MNCS Season 4. Give it up one more time.